Okay, we're continuing with our reflections, and I'm sorry this page is a little bit blurry. So on number 3, we want to draw the reflection of the triangle over the x-axis, and this time we're not going to do the coordinates. We're going to leave that part out. Alright, so first of all, make sure you know what line you're going over. So it'll be the x-axis, so right here. That's the one we're reflecting across. So remember that each point will be equal distance from that line. So for example, if I start with T, I can see that it's 2 away from the x-axis, so I go 2 on the other side, and that gives me the corresponding point. Alright, and then for O, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the line, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side, and that'll be O. Now notice that H is on the line, so it's going to stay on the line. It's not going to move when we reflect. So I'm going to go ahead and label that H prime as well. And then we just need to draw in our triangle. And it should be a mirror image of the one we had before, reflected over the x-axis. Alright, so let's try the same thing reflecting over the y-axis. I'm going to switch colors here. Alright, so here is our y-axis. Let me change colors on the pen too. Alright, so again, H is on that axis, so it's going to stay in the exact same spot. It's 0 units away, so it's going to stay right there. The O, if we count 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 more. That's our new O. T is 6 units away, so we can go 6 on the other side, and that will be T. Draw in our triangle. The iPad's nice because it makes my lines straight for me. You can always use a straight edge if you need to on these. Alright, so let's take a look at the next page. On this one, we are being asked to draw a triangle first. Alright, so let me take a minute and go ahead and graph that triangle. So P is going to be left 4 up 2. Let me change my colors. I'm going to make the original one black. Alright, so there's P. Left 3 up 6 is going to be right here, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then R is left 7 up 7, and that's in the very corner. Alright, so let me draw in our original triangle. Alright, and we are being asked to reflect it over the y-axis. So here's our y-axis. We're going to count the distance. Let me do this in a different color. Alright, so P, it's kind of hard to see these numbers. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side. Oh, I need to take that off of there. Just trying to make everything into a line. Alright, so Q is 1, 2, 3 away. So 1, 2, 3 on the other side. And there's Q. Now notice R is in that corner. So it's just going to land in that opposite corner when we reflect. Alright, so once we've drawn our triangle, we are asked to fill in the table. Okay, so for our new P, it looks like we go right 1, 2, 3, 4 and up 2. So that's going to be the point 4, 2. Q is right 3 up 6, so that's 3, 6. And R, new R, is right 7 up 7. So if you remember from the first page of notes on the last video, when we reflect across the y-axis, we see the change sign. We see that in the x-axis. Alright, so now let's move on to number 6. I believe it's the same triangle, so I'm going to take a second and draw that again. Let me switch back to black. And my cat's here, so she may make an appearance in a minute. She's very curious about what I'm doing. Alright, so left 4 up 2, that was P. Left 3 up 6, That was Q, and remember R was up here in this corner. All right, I'm going to draw that triangle in again. Okay, so this time I am reflecting across the x-axis. So here's the axis I'm reflecting across. Let's switch colors. Let's see, let's do blue this time. All right, so imagine folding along the x-axis. So I'm counting how far is P away from the x-axis. It's 2 away, so I go 2 on the other side, and that's my new P. Q is 6 away, so I go 6 on the other side, and there's Q. And then R is in this upper corner. It's 7 away from the line, so we go 7 on the other side, and here's our new R. Now remember, we flipped across the x-axis, so we're expecting a sign change in our y. So to get to point P, I go left 4 and down 2. So notice the x stayed the same, but the y changed. Okay, so I'm going to go left 3 down 6, and then left 7 down 7. So all of those will be negative. And notice where we saw the sign change from the original was in the y. So there's where we saw the change in the sign. It's always the opposite of whichever line you reflect across. All right, let's look at the next page. I do believe this is the same triangle again. Okay, so I'm going to draw it one more time. It is a little bigger this time. So one more time. Let's see. I've kind of got this memorized now. I know R is in the corner. Let's see. There's P. And there's Q. All right. So we're going to draw in this triangle, but notice what we're being asked to do. We're being asked to reflect it over the line y equals x. So first of all, let me see if I can graph that line. So if you think about the line y equals x, oops, just kidding, got on the wrong thing there. Okay, I'm going to get this right in a minute. Okay, now I can write. The joys of technology. Okay, so I want to graph this line. So think of this line as having all the coordinates where x and y are the same. So it would have points like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Going the other way, 0, 0, negative 1, negative 1, negative 2, negative 2, and so on. So if I go ahead and draw that line, that was decently close. All right, this is the line we want to reflect across. Now we haven't done one that's not vertical or horizontal. So we're going to do a little bit of a cheat on this. If you reflect over y equals x, what happens is every ordered pair, which is an x and then a y, is going to get flipped. So it's going to be a y and then an x. So if we want to go ahead and make that new triangle, it's easier to fill this out first. So if we go up to our table, I'm just going to flip my coordinates. I'm going to go 2, negative 4, 6, negative 3, and 7, negative 7. So I'm just switching x and y. So if I want to plot P prime, that would be right 2 down 4. That would be right here. Right 6 down 3 for Q, and it doesn't look like what you think it's going to look like. And then right 7 down 7. This does still land in the corner, which is normal for R. All right, so it's a little harder to envision because it's harder to reflect across a slanted line than a vertical or horizontal one. But that is how you reflect across the line y equals x. You just take all your coordinates and you flip them. All right, and then our very last one. We're reflecting across a dotted line. So this is basically the same principle as reflecting across one of the axes. We count the distance. If we take W, it is 2 away from the dotted line. So we just go 2 on the other side and put our new W. So Z is 2 away from the line, so we would go 2 on the other side. Put our new Z. Y is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the dotted line. So keep going 4 on the other side. And then X is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side. All right, so then we draw this in. And it should be the same basic shape, right, just flipped over. All right, so it's not too bad to do a dotted line. You basically just have to count to the line. And however far it is, you go that far on the other side.